I'm so honored to have worked with one of the great actresses of our time or any time, Annette Bening. And this actor is a newcomer. This is actually his first film. Prior to that, he did a very little television show called Glee. He has a few fans, and that's Darren Criss. The next person actually played a part, Georgina, but she also, on the side, wrote the screenplay for the movie. Her name is Michelle Morgan. The next actor is really a brilliant musical theater actor and is, as you can see, also a wonderful film actor. And he can tell you anything you need to know about hermit crabs. That's Christopher Fitzgerald. And our last but not least, June Raphael is so much nicer than the character she plays. And it just goes to show you what a brilliant actress she is.
All right, so everybody's here and we're gonna go with the questions. So first question. Over there. All you can see.
Much nicer. I feel like we should sing a song. A fire song.
Everybody hold hands and sing. At the end then.
So I wanted to say that first, it was wonderfully cast, and all of you did an incredible job in your roles. And so I was wondering, if you couldn't have played your part, what other role would you have most liked to play in the movie?
So I'm just going to repeat the question for the other people in the room who might not have heard what that person said. The question is for you, Kristen. If you had to play another character in the movie, which one would that be?
Probably the librarian.
Very good answer.
She was so great. Yeah. I can't jump over things. Much more limber than I am.
I would play Matt Dillon's part.
I think if not just for the Bengals, I would want to be Zelma.
I think, obviously, Ralph. It's the best part of the movie.
So tender. Inside, a nice heart shot on the outside. I would like to be the cop.
I'd like to be craft services.
Next question. Yes.
Now that you've left us now, how does it affect your movie career and your input into films that you make?
I don't know about my input. I don't know if there's any. I mean, God, that's such a hard question. I mean, obviously I'll have more time. You know, SNL's September to May. We have shows. It's really 6.5 days a week. So yeah, I mean, I'll have more time to be able to work on other things. They're going back soon, which is really sad. But when I was on SNL, I could kind of do things during the season, but it was really hard because the schedule there is tough. But I don't think it will change my input. I don't think people will care. Maybe more.
I will not repeat the question if the question is
I'm
actually...
sorry.
No, I will not do it
Again.
if the answer is actually that
Anyone
good.
want to guess the question that you're hearing?
Great. Yes, over there.
Hello from the back. I just wanted to, I thought the script was fantastic, but with comedy, I was just wondering with a film like this, how much wiggle room there was for improv. And was there a lot of improv in the film?
Matt Dillon did improv while we were shooting and while we were not shooting.
Does this work? This works. I don't think there was that much improv happening in this movie, really. It was beautifully scripted, and then, there were times when we would say, all right, let loose a little bit. I mean, we had a very tight shooting schedule. We didn't, we didn't have the luxury of, just rolling and rolling and rolling, but, these guys just, they're the best.
There were two really amazing improv moments that I remember. One is the actual confrontation in the library. That was it. I remember it was it wasn't quite scripted. It was a little loose, and I said to Kristen, "You have to just be in a hurry to get this book." And then I said to Marceline, who plays the librarian, "Just take your time." And then the other one came from Chris Fitzgerald, who the Gayim Ya, is that it? The really, really dirty Chinese purse. That was not in the script, Chris.
I brought
We have time for 3 more questions. Yes.
So the question was, it was my first feature film, and what was it like to work with such an illustrious cast? It was nothing short of absolutely incredible. I mean, it sort of speaks for itself. We have such talented people here, and I don't want to turn this into a praise fest, but I feel like it was sort of that on set every day. I mean, it's an absolute privilege. I tell a story that anytime Annette was around, I was going back and forth between LA and New York every other day, shooting an episode and then coming here and coming to New York, and I was exhausted all the time. There were times where I would be catching up on sleep in my trailer, and I'd wake myself up and be like, what am I doing? Annette Bening and Matt Dillon are doing a scene 2 blocks away from me. So I got my shit together and I would sit there and I'd watch it. I was like, man, in college, if you had told me that I could have a free or paid master class with these, it was pretty much exactly. But I wasn't paying tuition for this master class. I would have freaked out. So I made sure to get every bit of knowledge I could from everybody, cast, crew, every single person is a very professional, skilled, talented artist from the top down to the bottom, right? Everything. So it was amazing. I couldn't have had a better experience, and I would do anything to do another film with these 2 directors. So it was. I got very lucky, to say the least. I could go on forever, but I'll spare you the novel.
Over there, your light.
Okay, so first of all, I'd just like to say, I love all of you and all the work you've done. And we have a question for you. What's your favorite moment when filming this movie?
So we were shooting that scene at the end when he's being interviewed by the television reporter, and Kristen and I are sort of standing to the side. And it was just one of those moments it was dawn, I believe. We'd been working all night, and so the sun was coming up. I think either that or I am completely having a hallucination. Okay. But what I remember is just being so tired. And so complete, the silliness and I don't know, sometimes making movies is so insane and so joyous and at the same time so exhausting that all of that kind of came together for me, and I basically went into hysterics. And it was really joyous. It was joyous for me. There was a lot of that, and when I see the movie, I feel I'm such an admirer of Kristen, and I'm such a fan. And I think it's true of actors that we're sort of the biggest fans. We're the biggest fans of each other, and just watching you and watching, you know, really, it was a joy. So that's the moment I remember is just basically falling apart, and I think I basically started hugging and humping Kristen.
It is called the double rainbow effect. Yes, last question.
All right, well, thank you very much. It was a wonderful film. Absolutely adored it. For the screenwriter, where did this really come into play? Where was the motivation? And did you have these characters in mind when you created the story?
Yeah. Some of it was inspired by real life. So I mean, of course, I had to exaggerate real life just a little. Nobody in my life ever built a human shell. But I think we all kind of build little shells around ourselves. So, yeah, it was personal, but not everything in it was true. And people who know me know it's true and what isn't. So, yeah.
All right, so I'm sorry, but we have to go because there is another movie right after this one. Thank you all for coming.